Hello, fellow peasants. Today I'll be reviewing 2012's VHS. Alright guys, so I watched VHS. This has been something I've heard people talk about. People are like, you gotta check this out if you're a fan of the Blair Witch Project. If you're a fan of Paranormal Activity, you're a fan, so if you don't know, this is a found footage film directed by several people. It's kind of a mishmash. It's like kind of like a group collaboration. I guess Radio Silence was in on this, Ti West. So very interesting, very interesting. And they're all involved, but I think I was looking at Wikipedia and it looks like Ti West directed one, Radio Silence did the other. I'm sure they each had involvement in everything, but I think maybe one group or director took the reins more than the others on a particular story. There's 5 stories in here. So basically what this film is, these criminals who record their violent acts online get paid to break into this house and steal a VHS tape. And so they go into this house to look for this VHS tape, and they go into this room where there's these TVs, and the TVs are all staticky, like the whatever. And there's a dead guy sitting in a chair in front of those TVs. And they find other tapes, and on these tapes are different stories. There's 5 stories. There's 5 tapes they watch, one at a time. And as each person pops in a tape and watches it, they disappear. And so, but yeah, that's the overall gist of the movie, is just them watching these insane, creepy situations play out. So it's kind of like a what do you want to call it, an anthology film, I guess, So what do I like, what do I not like about VHS? What I like about VHS is I would say the first 2 stories are very strong. I was very into them, I was fully engaged. I really liked the first story with the girl who was a vampire kind of thing, and then I was really into the second story where the couple's doing their second honeymoon or something, they're out west traveling, and there's spots in those where it's just genuinely creepy. You don't know what's going to happen, you don't know what's going on. There's legitimate jump scares, but not the boom boom jump scares. There's they're just naturally done because of what the camera shows. There's no soundtracks to this film. Everything in this film is done just raw, as if it was actually shot on a VHS tape. And so, yeah, I think the first 2 stories are the strongest by far. And maybe the third one. The third one's okay. But the 4th and 5th, I'm not a big fan of. But I like the jump scares. I like the way that they're edited. They've done a very good job of, obviously it looks like crap because it's all VHS. It's all shot first person perspective. It's all very, it's not a pretty movie to look at. Let's just put it that way. It's very shaky. It's just like Blair Witch Project, but probably even worse. This is very rough footage. And so anyway, but I like the look of it. I don't mind that. I feel like the acting in here was very good. I feel like I never once felt like people were acting, except for maybe in the third part. The third part felt very overacted a little bit. You feel like it's not real. But everyone else did a really great job, I think, in all the other stories. So let's get into what I don't like about the film. I didn't like the fourth story where the girl's being injured and there's like alien involvement, and I just couldn't care about that. I thought that was whack as shit. You know what I mean? I thought that was dumb. And then also I didn't mind the fifth and final one. It's stronger than the fourth story. But what ruined the fifth story for me was they go to the house. It's the wrong address. You know, these guys are going to this Halloween party. They go to the wrong address. They end up interrupting some sort of like human sacrifice up in an attic in this old ass house, and then the Satanists try to kill them, and then all of a sudden, like, supernatural shit starts happening, where like arms start coming out of the walls and things start levitating, and it becomes like a poltergeist situation or something. And I just don't think this movie had the budget for that. Like, you can just totally tell, like, the CGI, the effects in here are horrible. And I think it would have been just as cool if it was just like the cult members trying to chase them out of the house and kill them. And then the girl, because at the end of that story, the girl that they save and they take out of the house ends up, like, I guess she's supernatural because she disappears out of the car, and then they end up on these train tracks, and they get stuck in the car, and then a train kills them, and that's the end of the movie, pretty much. Other than like a quick bit of footage at the end. But all in all, I mean, for that fifth story, they really could have just cut out the arms and all that supernatural bullshit, I think. Not saying like to not have the girl not be supernatural, because that's fine, but it's all the special effects, all the arms coming out of the walls and the floors, like that was just so over the top. I'm fine with her being supernatural, because it kind of is like they think they're saving like an innocent girl from being sacrificed, when it's probably the cult members knew she was some demon or something and they were going to kill her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but so maybe the cult guys were the good guys, you know, but I don't know. All in all, I just think that it was interesting. It was an interesting watch. But overall, I think 3 out of the 5 stories were not good. They just weren't that interesting, and they had potential to be, but they just didn't do it well. So I'm gonna give this probably, like, I don't know, like a 4 or 5 out of 10 probably. I wouldn't watch it again. One of you guys said that the second one's better than this, so I'll probably watch that. VHS 2 is also on Tubi, so I'll give that a watch, since you said that it's better. And I'll let you guys know what I think about that probably. I don't know when I'll do that, but I might get around to that at some point. But yeah, guys, I thought it's there. I watched it. I checked it out. I'm not going to say it's good. I'm not going to say it's the worst thing I've ever seen, because the first 2 stories are very interesting, and then it just slides downhill after that. It kind of goes into like a barrel of dog shit, and then it slowly makes its way out, because you're really interested in what's going on when they go to that house in the 5th story. And then as soon as the special effects happened, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, really? You don't have the budget for these types of effects. You're just throwing me out of the story. You're ruining the realism of the shitty VHS tape documentary vibe. So anyway, guys, let me know down in the comments below what you think about VHS. Let me know if you think it was, if it's worth a second watch. If it's something that you really liked and you put it in every now and then or something. Let me know. All right, guys, I'm going to go in and get my Chinese food now. Have a good one, peasants. Peace out. Bye-bye.